Perfect. So we've just got about a minute to go, so I'll just keep an eye on the waiting room, but let's just bring ourselves to an easy seat while we're getting ourselves ready for our practice today. So if you want to sit on cushions, please do sit on cushions. If you want to wrap blankets around you, do make sure you're warm, you're comfortable, that you're feeling nice and restful in your place. I'm going to journey through some of the yoga poses named after animals, a lot of the ones that we do regularly anyway. Many of our favorite yoga poses are named after animals. They are a beautiful inspiration for our practice to move in a way that is intuitive and with that beautiful animal energy. But I'm sticking to the kind of the gentle, chilled out kind of animals tonight. Nothing too outrageous for our Monday evening. So just in an easy seat, we're just going to settle upon the earth. You can take a little wiggle if you want to take a roll of the shoulders or a movement with the head or the neck, feel free to do so. I can just see a few extra people arriving in the waiting room. So we'll just give ourselves a minute to settle in a way that feels nice for us. So maybe you roll away any tension, any tightness. Maybe we give the head a little roll. Hello, welcome, welcome, my darling ones. We're just settling into an easy seat and just taking a little intuitive movement. So whether that's for you, it might be a roll of the shoulders, it might be a little movement with the head or the neck. We're connecting to a nice little theme of animal energy tonight. So we'll be doing some yoga poses inspired by the animals. And many of our most well-known yoga poses are inspired by animals. They're a beautiful energy to channel during our practice. But before we begin moving with the animals, we'll just, in our easy seat, come to settle upon the earth, and we're just going to close the eyes if that's comfortable for you. And we're just going to take a little time to arrive in our practice. So for you, that might be a few lovely deep breaths. It might be a little conscious setting down of any busy thoughts or stresses you've carried through the day. It might be an opportunity to pick up any to-do lists, any schedules, and just pop them at the side of the room. So this is just a little chance for you to begin drawing your awareness and your energy inwards. As an acknowledgement of this time ahead. This time ahead is a chance to listen to the body, a chance to listen to the breath, maybe a chance to let go of a few things that we don't need to carry with us through our journey. And just a chance to come to a place of calm and restfulness that we can carry through our practice. Just going to take a peaceful minute here. So take your time, draw your awareness inwards, find your restful place. I can just see a few other people arriving in the waiting room, so I'll just let them in while we find our peaceful moment. As we find this sense of calm and ease within our breath, within our body, we'll aim to carry that through our practice. So this is not a practice of competition or comparison. Just as animals move in ways that feel nice and nourishing for them, animals don't care if their stretch looks like the person next to them. They don't care how deep they might be stretching. They are simply moving in a way that feels good. So that is a beautiful idea to start with, that we are simply moving for ourselves and no one else. When you feel ready, we'll just gently open the eyes. Lovely. And from our nice easeful seat, we're going to take a little movement we call the eagle wing. So what we'll do is we'll raise the arms out wide as if we want to give somebody a nice big hug. Beautiful. So we're going to spread our arms wide. And then what we'll do from here is we're going to cross our right arm over our left arm, bend at the elbows, and then if it's comfortable, we're going to bring the palms together. If that feels too much, you can always bring the backs of the hands together, or you can hug your shoulders. Each one is doing a similar thing. We're gently stretching out the muscles that connect the shoulder blades together. Everybody's arms are a little different. Some arms are longer than others. Some of us have got bigger biceps than others. So feel free just to give yourself a little time to find what feels comfortable here. And then you can just play around a little here. I'm just going to show you from the side. So you might find that you raise the elbows just a little bit. You might find you want to draw the forearms away from your face so you're really feeling it within the shoulders. You might just want to keep the arms quite close to the body and just be gentle with this one. Beautiful. We'll just take a few slow breaths with our eagle wings. Excellent. Everyone can hear me, everyone's in, that's beautiful. So we're just taking a few breaths with our eagle wings. Shuffle around so I'm facing forwards once more. And then what we'll do from here is we'll just gently unravel it, sweep the arms wide, our wings wide, beautiful. Again, that idea of giving the world a nice big hug. And then from here, we're going to do the same on the other side. So let's cross left arm over right, bend at the elbows, and then if it's comfortable, we'll bring the palms together. But you can also just have the backs of the hands come together, or you can hug the shoulders, each one doing a very similar thing of gently spreading the shoulder blades apart. So see which one feels best for you. And again, that idea that you might want to kind of float the arms up a little, you might want to draw the forearms away from your face, just little micro movements just to find the stretch that feels nice for you. Nice easeful breath. From here, once again, we'll gently unravel the arms. We're just going to reach out, spread the wings wide. We'll just let the arms fall to the earth. Beautiful. Take a little roll on the arms and the shoulders if you like. Beautiful. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to rock over our knees. We're going to come to a tabletop position. So give yourself a little time to find an all fours position that feels comfortable. And if you need to bring any cushions or blankets to protect the knees, feel free to bring some to the knees. So here, this is one we do very regularly in class, is our little cat and cow movement. So on the inhale, we're going to flex the spine in towards the earth, the tailbone and crown shine to the sky. This is the cow. And then as we exhale, we're going to flex the spine out, pointing tailbone and crown to the earth. So we look like a Halloween cat, and this is the cat pose. So each inhale, we flex the spine inwards. And each exhale, we flex the spine outwards. And we're just going to move with our own breath. So there's no rush. You can just move with your own rhythm, your own pace. Cow in yogic culture, the symbol of abundance. Beautiful sacred cows held in high reverence. And then cats are an interesting one. In many cultures, they're seen as accompanying goddesses or women. That runs all the way through goddess mythology and witch mythology. We often have those icons of the witch with her cat, or even transforming into a cat. There's definitely something a little bit magical about cats. We're just rolling through with our breath, finding our rhythm of these two sacred animals, two special animals. Gorgeous. We're going to take one more flexion inwards and one more flexion outwards. And then just when we're ready, we're going to come back to a neutral spine. So we're just coming back to all fours. Ready. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to come into our puppy dog pose. So leaving the hips above the knees, we're just going to walk the hands forward, slide the hands forward. And we can either rest our forehead on the earth or heart and chin on the earth. Heart and chin is a lot stronger on the shoulders and the chest, so if that feels too much, rest the arms. The arms can be straight, or we can have a nice softness in the elbows. So bring softness, bring whatever ease within the pose that helps you feel comfortable here. So we're making sort of like a little triangle shape. Sometimes say like a door wedge or a wedge of cheese. Beautiful. So very gentle inversion. Head restful on the earth. That puppy dog close to the ground, restful and calm. Which I'm not sure puppy dogs really are particularly restful and calm, but we can be restful and calm. We're just going to take a few more breaths in the puppy dog if it's comfortable for you. And here's what we'll do next. What we're going to do is just with our forearms upon the earth, we'll just lift the head gently. We've got our forearms on the ground, our hands and elbows about equidistant apart. So imagine you're trying to make kind of a square on the floor and your hands and your elbows are equal distances apart. From here, we're just going to extend the legs long along the ground and open the hips to the earth. And we want our elbows to be directly below the shoulders. So the upper arm supporting this here. Beautiful. This is our Sphinx pose. Fictional animal, but I'm still classing it in the group. So from here, we're just gently extending the legs long along the ground. So we're just kind of consciously aware of the legs extending along the earth. We're very gently drawing our belly button in towards our spine, just so that we're gently switching on the muscles of our core. That just supports the back. And then from here, we'll just take our gaze forward. So we're just ever so gently shining the gaze and the heart forwards in our Sphinx pose. Beautiful. Take your time to settle. If you feel like there's a lot of weight or pressure on your arms, readjust the elbows, draw them in a little bit so they're directly under the shoulders. It should feel like not too much hard work to stay in this position. We'll just take some easeful breaths. Although this pose shouldn't feel like super hard work, there is a kind of engagedness of the whole body in Sphinx pose. In ancient mythology, the sphinxes were the guardians of the gates. So this is a kind of a gentle pose of mindfulness, of the body being switched on. Now this is also a gentle back bend, and we're going to move up the kind of gradient to some slightly stronger back bends. If anyone is working with low back injuries, please do just return to this Sphinx pose. So if you feel happy here, then it might be that we return to this place if we want to. What we'll do from here is we're just going to gently bring our hands underneath the shoulders now, and we'll lift the heart and head a little higher. A little softness in the elbows, gaze and heart maybe still shining forward. We've moved now from Sphinx into Cobra, a little bit of a stronger pose. Again, if this feels too much, just come back to the forearms. So we'll take a few easeful breaths. That softness in the arms really means that we're working the muscles of the arms. So this can feel quite challenging. We'll just take some lovely breaths here if we can. Gorgeous Cobra, strong and powerful. And then just one more, if you wanted, is to straighten those arms, but also straighten the legs. So we're lifting our thighs off the ground. This is up dog. And from the Cobra, a little more earthbound, the up dog is just a little straighten, a little strength through the body, with just a breath or two. Gorgeous. So wherever we are, let's gently release our heart all the way down to the earth. And we're just going to make a little pillow with our hands and rest upon the earth. Well done, everybody. This lovely little prone position, just a restful place to be, to breathe for a moment. And then just in your own time, we're going to journey from the earth to child's pose. So we'll bring the hands under shoulders. We'll come back via all fours. And then we're going to settle into child's pose of our choice. So you can have the knees together or the knees wide, sink the bum back onto the heels. And you can either reach the hands forward or you can wrap the hands to the toes. Lots of variation. Settle into the child's pose that feels most restful for you. Just allowing ourselves to settle to the earth. When animals feel scared or threatened or cold, they come to earth, they come to ground. So a chance to settle into the earth and just take some easeful breaths. When you're ready, we'll gently rise to head and heart for a moment. But then from here, what we'll do is we'll come back to seated. So I'm going to bring bum to earth. We're going to sweep our legs around. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. So drawing into the butterfly pose. You can take hold of ankles, feet, or toes, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Opening through the hips as we draw the knees to the earth, gently rising forward. Beautiful. And then you're welcome to stay seated here, working with this head opening through the hips. Or if you want to, we can hinge from the hips and draw the heart down towards the toes. Now take your time, both are beautiful versions of this pose. If you're hinged forwards, we'll let the head hang heavy. If you're rising tall, then we'll maybe just close the eyes for a moment as we work with that idea of drawing the knees together, as if the butterfly wings are coming to settle on the ground. So if you're hinged forwards right now, let's gently rise through head and heart. Lovely. And then we're going to come to the reclining version of this pose. So we're leaving the soles of the feet together, but just check you've got some space behind you. And if you want any cushions under your head, feel free to give yourself a little time to settle. So we're going to recline upon the earth, soles of the feet together, knees out to the side with that butterfly. And then arms, yogi's choice. You can have them wide on the earth, you can have them overhead, or you can rest them up on your body, wherever feels like a nice place for the arms to be. Lovely. So this is a lovely passive pose as we're just letting gravity gently draw on the legs. But just because it's passive doesn't mean that it can't feel strong as well. So if it starts to feel too much, do please bring cushions or blankets underneath the knees, or you can always bring the knees back together to rest as well. So just know that there are plenty of options for you as we settle into the butterfly. But also we can take a little time with some breath that we call the lion's breath. Now remember that everyone is on mute here, so don't worry about making noise with this one if you wish. Lion's breath is always very fun because it involves sticking the tongue out and roaring at the top of your lungs. So you might take a nice deep inhale through the nose and then stick the tongue out with a beautiful. And we can inhale and roar it out. Beautiful. Maybe just one more. Roar it out. Gorgeous. And you can continue to take roars if you want to, if you're enjoying that. I always love lion's breath because it's hard to do without ending up laughing or grinning, and I think that's always good. So we can take some more roars out if we've had a bit of a stressful day and we just want to roar it out. Or we might just take some lovely conscious exhales and envisage that each exhale we're just letting go, whether that's a busy thought we're letting go of, or a stress or a worry, we're just letting it go, whether it's a sigh, a roar, an exhale, or anything else. Beautiful. We'll just be here for a peaceful minute so you can continue the breath that you want to work with. You might feel the rhythm of the breath under the hand. Just allowing ourselves to be in the present moment. Just as animals have this wonderful ability just to be in the here and now, to not worry about what might be coming next or feel any concern that our pose need look a certain way. Simply listen to the body, listen to the breath. Beautiful. So what we'll do from here is we're just going to gently draw those knees back together. You can use the hands to help you. And then from here, we're just going to hug the knees in towards the heart. Beautiful. You can take a little rock and roll side to side here if you like, or you might want to wiggle the toes or circle the feet. So any little intuitive movement, feel free. Take a little wiggle, a little sway, a little rock and roll, anything that feels nice. You can put circles in the knees again. And then from here, just for a few breaths, what we're going to do is we're going to draw our forehead in to our knees. So we're going to make this teeny tiny little shape, like a ball or a seed, or a little snail, I suppose, would be a more animal-based reference. So a little snail, roll up small. And then from our little snail, we're going to expand out on the earth like a starfish. So we're going to spread the arms and the legs wide, reaching out to every corner of the room. Take a little wiggle, a little shuffle if you like, take a little flex with fingers and toes. We're just going to take a nice big stretch, a nice finding of space. And from the lovely starfish, we're just going to gently draw the arms back, arms wide. And then from here, we're just going to take a minute to settle into our place for our guided meditation, our rest and relaxation time. So take as long as you need. You might want to gather jumpers or socks or blankets. We traditionally do our meditation laying on the ground in a pose we call Shavasana. But if you'd rather be seated, of course, you can be seated. It's absolutely up to you. So we're just taking a minute to get ready for our meditation. Whatever warm layers we might wish, whatever jumpers, whatever socks. Feel free to gather anything you'd like to be comfortable, to be supported, to be cozy. Brilliant. If you want to get a drink, anything you want to do, feel free to take your time. I'm going to put my socks on, make sure I'm nice and warm too. Lovely. So we've come full circle. We settle up on the earth. Started that restful connection to the earth, to the ground, and now we can settle upon it. And you might want to close the eyes or let the gaze be soft. And once again, we're in no rush, no hurry. We're just taking our time to find our place upon the ground, to find our place to settle. And it might be during guided meditations. This journey's a little different for everybody. Sometimes we might find a little inspiration, a little insight. Sometimes it's just a chance to take a little quiet break. So again, there is no pressure, no competition, no need to seek any specific goal. So as we settle upon the earth, restful and calm, just taking our time in the here and now, aware of that rise and fall of the breath. The easeful rhythm. As we draw our awareness to that rise and fall of the breath, as we draw our attention inwards, just letting the noise and the busyness of the world fall away. And as we settle and relax, we may just take a little conscious sweep of relaxation through the body. So we might consciously release and relax the muscles of the toes and the feet and the ankles. Soft and calm. Relaxing the muscles of the legs and the knees and the kneecaps as they relax and ease into the earth. Allowing hips and tummy to relax. And the chest and the heart to be easeful as they move with the rhythms of the breath and the heartbeat. The shoulders and the muscles that run down the back relax and calm. The arms, the elbows, the wrists, the hands relax. And finally, the little muscles of neck and jaw relax. The little muscles of face, eyes, forehead, all the way to the very top of our heads. whole body relax, safe in our place upon the earth. A sense of the energy of the natural world around us lies hand in hand with the animals around us. So beneath us, this solid earth that supports us, supports the paws and the hooves and the feet of the animals that walk beside us and with us. But as we travel a little further down into the earth, there is warmth and shelter within the ground. The little mice and the foxes and the badgers and their safe little homes within the earth. The rabbits that run to ground and seek the earth in safety. The animals that dig and burrow deep, allowing the earth to provide them warmth and safety. And when these animals that rest in their dens come out to forage, they find themselves perhaps on forest floors and amongst green plants. These plants and trees that support all manner of life. Insects and reptiles. And then as the trees rise towards the sky, birds perch and nest on wide branches. And as birds swoop and fly in the sky, a freedom of the air, the sky around us. A sense perhaps of these animals beneath us, around us, above us. Each one a symbol, a connection to the energy of the natural world. Reflecting elements of ourselves. And just perhaps we'll envisage ourselves somewhere in the natural world. So you might be amongst the flowers and grasses of a beautiful meadow, amongst the trees of a forest. You might be sat on warm sands looking out towards the ocean. You may be in a park or a garden that is very familiar to you. Or on warm desert sand dunes under a night sky. Allow yourself to visualize any place of nature that comes to mind. Envisage what the sky looks like above you. Is it glorious sunshine or sparkling stars? A golden sunset or falling snowflakes? And from here we may envisage the animals of this natural place. If we are on a beach, we might see leaping dolphins or breaching whales, or seabirds gliding through the air. In meadows or mountains, we might see intrepid mountain goats grazing on pastures. If we were in a green space closer to home, it might be animals familiar to you. In this beautiful, natural place, under a beautiful sky, we are happy to simply watch these animals in their natural environment. As the animals around us move, they might fly or run or swim or play, completely content in the present moment. I love to sit in silence. I love to sit in silence beneath the shady trees and listen to the songs of birds and to the buzz of bees. I love to sit in silence and watch the clouds roll by and read a book or sing a song and hear the wild birds cry. I love to sit in silence when the day is almost done and see behind the distant hills the painted glow of sun. I love to sit in silence and in the evening twilight listen to the owls hoot and the nightjars sing with all their might. I love to sit in silence beneath the starry sky and wish in all earnest to live in silence all the while. And so, my beautiful yogis, perhaps the next inhale is just a little longer, a little deeper than the last. Maybe we wiggle fingers and toes or make any luxurious twist or stretch or wiggle that we'd like to take, like a cat gently unfurling from a nap. With eyes still closed for just a moment more, if we're laying down upon the earth, we'll gently bend the knees and pop the soles of the feet on the floor. We're going to roll to one side. So we're just going to roll to our comfortable side and take a few easeful breaths in that little yogi recovery pose. And then when you're ready, again, eyes still closed if you can for just a moment more. We'll just rise to an easy seat. Once again, connected to the earth beneath us, the sky above us. And just take a little time, a little moment to breathe. With this gentle energy of ease within heart and breath. And this lovely idea that should we find the pace of our human world a little too much, a little overwhelming, in whatever sense, sometimes all we need to do is just reconnect to the energy of nature and to the energy of the animals around us. They hold magic indeed. So just to finish our practice this evening, let's take a nice deep inhale. We're just going to sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. We'll bring the palms together. We're going to exhale the hands to heart center in prayer. From here, we can gently open the eyes. And to ourselves and each other, we say Namaste. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you.